The Central Corridor Light Rail Transit Project is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to make a difference for the neighborhoods along the line. Federal, state, and local sources will spend $1 billion to build the line. But how do we make sure these public dollars have the impact we all desire?
The power of Plus to me is figuring out how you walk that thin line where you engage the private market with the visions of the neighborhood and you tie it together with the infrastructure investment as the great catalyst.
By working collaboratively toward common goals, we unleash the power of Plus, bringing together vision, people, and capital to create the maximum benefit, especially for low-income families and small businesses along the corridor.
We're really being very intentional about helping the businesses, many of which are immigrant-owned businesses and small businesses that exist on the corridor, helping them withstand the impact of the short-term pain that comes with construction, providing them with tools and techniques so that they can ultimately reap the benefits and the promise of what this line can mean for them by creating jobs for them on the corridor, by making sure that it connects them to good jobs that are at the other end of the corridor from where they live, and then also for their families because it will provide more access to educational opportunities. We can see multiple opportunities, but we have to be very intentional about making sure the voice of low-income communities is heard in the planning process, but also that they directly benefit in terms of job access, job creation, and access to other amenities like education and affordable housing, which we're very intentionally making sure is protected along the corridor.
The issue of access to LRT construction jobs brought together the Met Council, contractors, unions, workforce trainers, and community members to create new initiatives like LRT Works.
What we wanted to alleviate with the LRT Works project is to have increased transparency and really make sure that every possible access point had been tapped in order to provide better representation for the diversity goals on the project.
Our involvement in the LRT process, and specifically the affirmative action and the DBE committee, really stems from our mission as a vocational training institution that is representative of a constituency that is primarily from the inner city, that is primarily people of color and female who need access to employment opportunities that come as a result of projects that are primarily funded with public dollars.
One of the places in my district where the collaborative played a very important role was at Cedar River South. The collaborative funded a planning process in the neighborhood to start to figure out what could be done with infrastructure investment in conjunction with the light rail line that would correct the sins of the past and create a more effective working neighborhood.
We're really blessed with having people that, first of all, are willing to talk to each other, and secondly, willing to collaborate around a vision for the area and to try to put themselves in each other's shoes. That's been the greatest piece of all this, is that you have an artist who suddenly realizes what it's like to run a major manufacturing company or to be a part of a railroad, which I think most people don't always think of. So they sit across the table, they share experience, and they think together, okay, this is an important part of the neighborhood. Maybe I didn't understand that before. I see how it plays a role in our future. How can we work together to make sure that we're all in here and that we can support each other?
We're hoping that if Little Mekong is successful and the businesses here are successful, that the entire community would be benefited. We want to bring people here to spend their money, to invest in the community, to create development that exactly what this community needs.
To me, the Power Plus is all about getting multiple bottom lines out of our investments, and more than any other project that I can think of, the Central Corridor is where we can prove this. We can do it on economic, social, and environmental basis. And in the process, we have this phenomenal new way of working together where it's no longer breaking down silos. The silos aren't there anymore.
At U7, the Power of Plus means that all the organizations take part in the work that we do. We rely on the organizations to conduct outreach for us, provide referrals, of businesses that we could be tapping into. But the most important thing is that we advocate with one another for either policy changes or issues that come up, because everyone's connected to city officials and vet council and those kinds of things. And we can have a discussion at the table and know that that message is going to go farther than just us.
The Power of Plus for me means that we include all the voices, even if we don't all agree.
The Power Plus to me means how does innovation really happen? And it doesn't happen in isolation. It really happens when good ideas collide, and when we're able to. There's a whole disruption happening that's a really exciting disruption, but it also is really uncertain. We don't know what that's going to look like. So the Power of Plus to me means when great creative people can come together with a lot of passion, a lot of civic faith, and energy.
When I think of the Power of Plus, it reminds me of one of my favorite sayings. It takes the best in each of us to create the best for all of us.